Is this correct? These five concepts, have you done it in time and work? Okay. So in time and work, we will solve problems based on the people efficiency. If people are taking different times to do some task, so that there will be some multiple conditions. We need to find the time taken when people working in a group together. In the alternate concept, people are working in a rotation basis. We have done those problems also. Efficiency, where the questions is given to you, where people are compared based on the efficiency ratio, who is faster and who is slower. We have done those problems. Men and days concept is a concept where people working in a huge group, 20 people, 30 people, working 8 hours a day, doing some 10 kilo of work or building a 100-meter wall. So whenever some particular work is given, people working in two groups, those types of problems are man in days concept. Now we have remaining three. They are people living before completion of work, distribution of amount, sufficient food. People living before completion of work. I have already told in the last session, this is one of the most important concept. It's been last 20 years. I have seen that each and every aptitude exam, you will be having one or two questions, 100% in any type of competitive exams, one or two type of problems from the people living. What do you mean by people living? In this type of question, the people, whoever starting the work, they will not remain till the last. They might leave during the work progress. As the work is going on, work is going to be completed, but the people will be start living. In that case, if one person leaves the work, automatically the pressure, the effort will be more on the remaining people, and that reflects in more time to complete the work also. So these type of questions are very difficult, but they are logically easy, and there are some tricky. We need to identify, understand the condition properly, then simply putting a logic, we can do these type of problems. So let us start with the first question of people living before completion of work. So fifth concept, people living before completion of work. The first question, A takes 10 days and B takes 15 days. Together they start working, but B leaves after working for 3 days. Please understand the question first. There are two people who started the work, but if A is working individually, A would have taken 10 days to do this work. And if B works individually, B will take 15 days respectively. But once they started, and then B left the work after working for 3 days. That means both of them are started. They worked for 3 days. The first 3 days A and B both are working. After 3 days B have left. Now the question comes that in how many days the work can be completed. That means after the completion of 3 days, what were the remaining time taken? What was the remaining time taken by whom? A, because B have left after 3 days. So how much time A have taken to complete the work? And also find how many days A worked alone. Okay. The first step, usually I told you that every time you have to find the LCM, then efficiency of individual people. What is LCM of 10 and 15? 30 units. LCM of 10 and 15 is 30 units. That is LCM of 10 and 15. Now, efficiency 30 by 10, because as A can complete the work in 10 days. So 10 3 times is 30. Efficiency of A is 3 units. Efficiency of B is 2 units. So both can do A plus B. They can do 5 units in 1 day. This is the basic information. Now, how many days A and B were working? A and B were working for 3 days, because the first 3 days both were working. So how much work will be completed in the first 3 days? In 1 day, 5 units. In 3 days, 15 units will be completed. What was the total work? Total work was 30 units. What will be the remaining work? Remaining work will be 15 units. Who will do the remaining work? A will do the remaining work because B has left. How much time A will take to do the remaining work of 15 units? As A can do in 1 day only 3 units. To complete 15 units, A should take 15 by 3, 5 days of time. Now the question comes, there will be two types of questions. What is the total time taken? Initially, A and B have taken 3 days, then A taken 5 days, total time taken 8 days. How much time A alone is working? A alone is working the last 5 days. So there are two types of questions. So two answers are possible in this type of question. Please let me know, everyone, have you understood this concept? Once you're clear with the basics part, then we can go to the next levels. Anyone want me to repeat? If you understood, please reply yes. I'll go to the next question. Please let me know, guys, have you understood, or is the concept is clear? I got reply from one person, Dhanush. What about others? Do you want me to repeat? You only go to the next question. What about others? Is it clear? At least reply in the chat box. Nitish Kumar, can you repeat once again? Sure, Nitish. Yeah, I'll repeat one more time. The question is given that there are two people, A is taking 10 days and B is taking 15 days. If they are doing the work individually, but they started together and B left after 3 days. That means the first 3 days both were working together. After 3 days A left, after 3 days B left, and A have to complete the remaining work. The question, there are two types of possible questions. One, they're asking what is the total time taken, that is including the 3 days. And next they're asking what is the time taken to complete the remaining work, that is after 3 days what was the time taken to do the remaining work. The first step, find the LCM of 10 and 15, that is 30 units. Efficiency of A. How to find efficiency? Whatever LCM divided by the time taken by that person is called efficiency. So A can do 3 units of work in 1 day and B can do 2 units of work in 1 day. So if they both work together, how much work they will do in 1 day? 3 plus 2, 5 units of work can be done in 1 day. But how many days A and B were working together? Until B left. That means for the first 3 days, both were working together. So the first 3 days, in 1 day, they can do 5 units. In 3 days, they can do 15 units. After completing 15 units, now B have left. Who will do the remaining work? A. What is the remaining work? 15 units. Why? Total work is 30 units. Out of the 30, already AB completed 15. So remaining 15 should be done from A. How much time A will take? When A can do 3 units in 1 day, to complete 15, 15 by 3, A will take 5 days of time. There will be two types of question based on this. What is the total time taken? Initially 3 days, after that A 5 days, totally 8 days. Second, what was the time taken to do the remaining work? Remaining work means after one person left, what was the remaining work? 15 units. How much time A have taken to do 15 units? 15 by 3, 5 days. So any one out of these two questions can be asked in exams. Is it clear now to everyone? Is it clear now? Can I go to the next one now? Okay, done. The next question. A takes 9 days, B takes 18 days. They started working together and A left 3 days before completion of work. This is another type of question, not as usual the first one. This is a different type of question. What is happening here? A takes 9 days and B takes 18 days. A 9 and B 18. Okay. For an example, both of them started working. After some days, who left? A left. Who will do the remaining work? B will do the remaining work. I'm just putting the question in a form of a diagram. Both started working. AB have started. After some days, A left. Because it is not given in the question that after how many days they started, A have left. So we don't know after how many days. Let us take it as after X days. A have left. Who is doing the remaining work? B. But there is one more condition given that A left 3 days before completion of work. When was work completed? Work was completed here. From here, 3 days ago. That means B was working alone for the last 3 days. This is the information what we should understand from this question. A was not working in the last 3 days. A left 3 days before completion of work. That means the last 3 days from the last date of work completed. From the till A left, the last 3 days only B was working. This was very clear. Now let us find the LCM. 9 and 18 LCM is 36. Efficiency of A is 2. Efficiency of A and A is 4, and efficiency of B is 2. 9 and 18 LCM is 36. Efficiency of A is 4. Efficiency of B is 2. Now, who is working in the last 3 days? B alone is working in the last 3 days. How much work B can do in 3 days? In 1 day, B can do 2 units. So 6 units B can do. What was the remaining work? Out of 36, the remaining work was 30. Who have done this 30? AB have already completed 30 units. Then A left to do the remaining 6 units. B was working in the last 3 days. Now we need to understand that how much time AB have taken to complete this 30 units. 1 day, how much A and B can do? 4 plus 2. 4 units from A, 2 units from B. So time taken from A and B is 30 by 6, 5 days. What is the total time taken? Initially A and B 5 days, then B 3, total time taken 8 days. Initially A and B have started working, but we don't know after how many days A left, but A left 3 days before completion of work. That means the last 3 days A was not working. The last 3 days B was working alone. When B can do 2 units of work in 1 day, in 3 days B would have done 6 units. Out of 36, if B have done 6 units, then 30 units were already completed from A and B. Now we need to find how much time A and B have taken to do these 30 units. Where AB can do 6 units in 1 day, that is 4 plus 2. To complete 30 units, A and B would have taken 5 days. So the total time taken will be A and B 5 days plus the last 3 days B, totally 8 days. Go to the next question, guys. Can I go to the next question? Anyone want me to repeat? Students, anyone want me to repeat or can I go to the next question? Danush, repeat. Okay. I'll just repeat one more time. Please understand. The question is given that A takes 9 days, B takes 18. They started working together, but A left 3 days before completion of work. It means that the last 3 days A was not working. The another person, that means B, is working in the last 3 days. That is what this sentence means. So first step, find the LCM of 9 and 18. We got 36 units. Efficiency of A is 4, that is 9 into 4 is 36. Efficiency of B is 2. Then if the last 3 days B is working alone, in the last 3 days, how much work B have done? In one day, B can do 2 units. In last 3 days, B would have done 3 into 2, 6 units. Out of 36, if 6 units were done from B, then the remaining 30 were already completed from A and B initially. Now find the time taken to complete the 30 units from A and B. If A and B can do 4 plus 2, 6 units in one day, to complete 30, A and B would have taken 30 by 6, 5 days. So the total time taken, initially A and B have taken 5 days and then B have taken 3 days. The total time taken 8 days. Next question. A takes 10, B 12, C 15. Now, basically we have started with two small problems where there are only two people. So if one person leaves, another person have to do. Now there is a question of three people. A10, B12, C15. All started working together. Okay, A, B, C all started working together. After that, A left after 2 days. So when A will leave after 2 days, that means the first 2 days, A, B, C, all three were working. After that, A left. Who will continue? B and C will continue. When B and C were continuing, again B left 3 days before work gets completed. This means that the last 3 days B was not working. The last 3 days only C was working. So find the total time to complete the work. The first step, LCM of 10, 12 and 15, 60 units. LCM of 10, 12, 15, 60 units. Efficiency of A, 6, B, 5, C, 4. Efficiency of ABC is 6, 5, 4. Who started the work? ABC has started the work. ABC has started the work. How many days ABC working? For the first 2 days. In one day, how much ABC will do? A6, B5, C4, that is 15. In one day, ABC can do 15. In 2 days, ABC will do 30 units. After that, A left and B and C continued. But we don't know how many days B and C were working because we don't know after how many days B left. But it is given that when B left 3 days before the work gets completed. That means the last 3 days B was not working here. Only C was working for 3 days. How much work C can do in one day? In one day, C can do 4 units. In 3 days, C can do 12 units. That means already ABC have completed 30 year, C completed 12 year. That means 42 is completed. Total work is 60. What is the balance? Balance is 18. Obviously, 18 should have done from B and C only. Now we need to find how much time would B and C have taken to complete this 18. For that, we should know how much work B and C can do in one day. B can do one day 5 units. C can do 4 units. Together, they can do 9 units in one day. To complete 18 units, obviously, they would have taken 2 days of time. Now, what is the total time? Initially, ABC have taken, ABC worked for 2 days. Then B and C worked for 2 days. Then C worked the last 3 days. Total time taken is 7 days. Very, very important question with 3 people concept. Initially, ABC started, A left after 2 days. So we calculated that the first 2 days ABC have done 30 units because ABC can do 15 units in one day. After that, B and C will continue, but we cannot find how many days B and C are working. So we went to the last stage where C is working the last 3 days alone. In this last 3 days, C can do 4 units in 1 day. So in 3 days, C can do 12 units. So what is the work completed so far? ABC have done 30, C have done 12, 42 units is completed so far. Remaining were 18 units. To complete these 18 units from B and C, how much time taken? B can do 5 units in 1 day. C can do 4 units in 1 day. That means B and C together can do 9 units in 1 day. So to complete 18, B and C would have worked for 2 days. So the total time taken, ABC 2 days, BC 2 days, C 3 days, totally 7 days. Is it clear, guys? Please respond. Have you understood? Okay. I'll give you 3 minutes of time. Please, everyone, do this question by yourself. Okay. Please try similar type of questions what we have done previously. Try yourself this question. ABC can do a work in 16, 32 and 48 days. They started working but B left off 8 days and C 6 days before completion of work. So they started and after that B left after 8 days. So initially for the first 8 days, all three were working. After that B left and C 6 days before completion of work. Please do this problem by yourself. Anyone have got the answer? Are you trying? Shall I tell the answer now? Students, do you want to try by yourself or shall I do it? Please let me know, guys. Are you really doing the problem or do you want me to do it? Okay. Please do it fast.
Days, sir.
Very good. Only one person. Anyone else? Who got the 12 days? Can you please post in the chat box? Who got 12 days? Please respond in the chat box. Who got 12 days?
Sir, I can't able to access the chat box, sir.
Okay, Karthikeyan. No, I just want to know your name. That's all. Karthikeyan. Okay, good. Karthikeyan, have you done with the similar logic like
Yes,
first
sir. Same logic.
B left? But you should not got
But
the answer. Who?
in this case,
Uh,
we left 8 days before the job done.
wonderful. Wonderful. Correct. See, I'll show you. Guys, there is one small tricky in this problem. What is the problem? I'll tell you. A 16 days is the time taken. B 32 is the time taken. C 48 is the time taken. Okay. The question says that according to the question, what initially we understood that three of them started first. B left off 8 days. That means after working for 8 days, B left. Who continued? A and C continued. After that, C left and she left 6 days before completion of work. That means the last 6 days only A was working. This is what initially we understood. But this is a wrong interpretation. Why? I'll show you. Initially, we thought that ABC have started and first 8 days ABC were working. Then B left. A and C continued. Again, after some days, C left. And the last 6 days, as C was not working, the last 6 days, obviously A will work. This is what we understood. So then we find the LCM that it seems to be 16, 32, 48. 48 2 times 96. So LCM this becomes 6 times 3 and 2. This is what the LCM. So initially ABC started. So initially ABC, how many days are working? 8 days. One day, how much they will do? 6 plus 3 plus 2, 11. It becomes 88. Now that becomes very impossible that total work is 96 units. Out of that, 88 was completed from ABC. Then what about the last 6 days A was working? The last 6 days A is working. How much A can do in one day? 6 units. So 6 into 6, 36. How come 88 plus 36 is more than the actual total work? That means there is something we have understood wrong in this question. Now we need to try different ways. What are the different ways? It may be possible the first person who left was C. So we need to go for different possibilities. Now, according to the exam point of view, any student sitting in an exam cannot try so many ways sitting in exam. You might be getting your answer at last, but you don't have so much of time to, because you have failed in the first attempt. You have maximum have 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. You cannot try what would be the second meaning of this question. If you don't get in the second attempt, then you go for the third attempt. In that case, I'll tell you a universal method. In that case, I will tell you a universal method. Whenever you're not getting an answer the first time, don't go with this type of method, because you might get a wrong answer again. Then go with a universal method which is applicable every time. Assume that the total time taken is X days. Now here only one person is working continue from the starting to the last is A. That means A is working for X days. In one day, how much A is doing? What is the time taken? 16. Next, how many days B was working? B was working 8 days less than the total time taken. So X minus 8 by 32. What about C? 6 days less. X minus 6 by 48. This is equal to the total work 1. 1 is considered as a total work when I put it everything in a fraction concept. Just by solving this equation, you will directly get your answer as X equal to 12 days, and no need to understand who left first, who left late. You can use this method whenever you think that you're not getting answer, you're getting a wrong concept, your calculation is going more than the total work. In that type of problem, please use this concept, the universal method. Who was the person who were working continue from the first to the last? A was the only one person who was working completely. So total time taken X days divided by what is the time taken for him? 16. X by 16. Next, B was working 8 days less, so X minus 8 by 32. And C was working 6 days less, so X minus 6 by 48 equal to the total work. In this case, it becomes 1. By just solving this equation, you'll get X equal to 12. Some questions I've given you guys. Can you please take a screenshot? Because there will be a class for you again for the tomorrow. You'll have one more session. So please do these 4 questions, and you can give me your submit your answers tomorrow's session. Please take a screenshot of these 4 questions. We'll go to the next concept. Guys, have you taken the screenshot, everyone? Have you taken the screenshot of these 4 questions?
Yes, sir.
So we have 2 more concepts left. We already completed many days in the first day of session. We have distribution of amount and sufficient food. Distribution of amount. Whenever people working in constructions, the laborers, they get their daily wages based on the work done. In distribution of labor amount, remember one thing, amount is always divided based on efficiency ratio. Amount is always divided based on the efficiency ratio. Distribution of amount. A and B complete a work in 10 days and 15 days. What is the share of A if the total amount is 500? Remember one thing, you can always find the amount received from any person only in the condition when A and B individual time taken is given. If A and B individual time taken is not given, you can never find the amount, because unless you don't know the time taken by both of them, you cannot find the efficiency ratio. What is the relation of efficiency and time? Efficiency and time are inversely proportional. The person with more efficiency will take less time. A person with less efficient will take more time. So to find the efficiency ratio, we have to know what are the time taken for those people to complete the work. So in the first question, A takes 10 days, B takes 15 days. So what is the LCM? 10, 15. LCM is 30. Efficiency of A is 3. Efficiency of B is 2. That's all. Your work is done. Divide 500 in the ratio of 3 and 2. A gets 300 rupees and B gets 200 rupees. Question is solved. I'll repeat. You have to find the efficiency ratio. And you know how to find the efficiency because already we were doing each and every question based on the efficiency method. We have calculated the LCM of 10 and 15, which comes down to 30, where efficiency of A is 3, efficiency B is 2. So just to divide the 500 rupees in the ratio of 3 is to 2, you get A 300 rupees, you get B 200 rupees. The second question, P and Q complete a work together in 12 days. So 12 days is a time taken from P and Q both, but P alone can do in 20 days. From this, I need to find out what is the efficiency of P and Q. So first, what is the LCM of 12 and 20? 60. So efficiency of P would be 3 and P and Q would be 5. It means that if efficiency of P is 3, but P and Q is 5, that means Q is 2. That means Q is 2. PQ is taking 12 days and P is taking 20 days. LCM is 60. That means efficiency of P is 3, but efficiency of P plus Q is 5. In that 5, P is 3, then Q should be 2. So divide 1500 in the ratio of 3 is to 2, you get 900 rupees and 600 rupees. Have you understood these 2 questions? Everyone, have you understood these two questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Efficiency distribution of amount with three people. X can complete a work in 6 days. Y can complete a work in 8 days. With the help of Z, that is X, Y, Z can complete in 3 days. Total amount 600. Find the share of Z. So we have to find the efficiency ratio of X, Y, Z. First, find the LCM of 6, 8, 3. Highest number 3. 8 into 3, 24 units is the LCM. So where the efficiency of X is 4 and Y is 3. So we put on the ratio. X is 4, Y is 3. And XZ is 8. Because 3, 8 times is 24. Efficiency of X is 4, Y is 3, and XYZ is 8. If 8 is the total efficiency, out of the 8, X is 4, Y obviously Z is 1. So the efficiency ratio is 4 units to the 3 units and to the ratio of 1 unit. How to find Z? Z have got 1 by 8 out of 600. You have to divide 600 where Z share will be 1 by 8 of 600, that is 75 rupees. If 3 by 8 into 600, that will be 225 rupees. For X, 4 by 8 into 600, that will be 300 rupees. Everyone is clear with distribution of amount? Shall I give one question? Will you do by yourself? Please do this question by yourself. Do it fast. A and B agreed to do a job for 2000. They can complete the work in 12 days. So 12 days is the time taken from A and B. But they complete in 9 days with the help of C. What is the share of A if B can do the entire work on her own in 18 days? Anyone got the answer for this question? So it is given that A and B are taking 12 days, ABC 9 days, and B 18 days. So let us find the efficiency ratio based on this. 12, 9, 18 LCM will become 36. where A and B efficiency is 3, ABC is 4, and B is 2. Now, it is directly given that B efficiency is 2. So put B efficiency is 2. Now AB is 3. In this 3, B is 2. That means A is 1. ABC is 4. Out of 4, A is 1, B is 2, C is also 1. So divide 500. Total amount, sorry, divide 2000. In the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1. A gets 1 by 4th of 2000. That is 500 rupees. Is it clear, guys? Can I go to the last concept? Please respond. Can I go to the last concept? That is sufficient food. Have we understood this question? Okay. The last one, sufficient food. What do you mean by sufficient food? Very easy question, guys. There is sufficient food for 280 men for 20 days. That there is some food which is enough for 20 days for how many people? 280 people. After 18 days, 200 men leave the place. After 18 days, 200 men leave the place. So what were the remaining days left now? Only 2 days left. How many people left? 80 people left now. For how many days the rest of the rice last for the rest of the month? Now, obviously you understood that when the total food is enough for 20 days, but out of that if 200 men have left, then the remaining 80 people can have the remaining food for more number of days. The remaining 80 people can have the food for more number of days. Not only for the last 2 days, they can have for more number of days. So we need to find for how many days that 80 people can have that food. First of all, total food in units equal to number of men into number of days. This is the total food. So initially how many people? 280 people. How many days? 20 days. So 5,600 units is the total food. How much food completed? 280 people had the food for the first 18 days. The first 18 days, 280 people had the food. That means 5040 units is completed. What is the remaining food? 5,600 minus 5040. That is 560 is remaining. Who will have this 560? How many people remaining? 80 people remaining. They can have this food in 7 days. Have you understood, all of you? Total food is nothing but initially number of people is 280 to 20, 5,600 units. Out of that, how much food completed? 280 people have had food for the first 18 days. So 50-40 units is completed. Remaining is 560. Who should have this 560? 80 people. For how many days they can have? 560 upon 80 for 7 days. Have you understood, guys? Have you understood or do you want me to repeat? Okay. Now I'll give you a shortcut for this. I'll give a shortcut. How to find 7 days directly. Shortcut is that initial people into difference in time divided by remaining people. Initially, how many people were there? 280. What is the difference in time? What was the initial time taken? Initially, the foot was for 20 days. After that, 18 days completed. What is the difference in the time? 20 and 18, 2. Divided by remaining how many people? When 200 people left, 80 people remaining. So that's all. 7 days. Everyone understood the shortcut? Initial people into difference in time upon remaining people. Initial people into difference in time upon remaining people. Please tell the answer for the last question. Finish it up the session with this question, guys. 400 men for 50 days initially. After 20 days, 100 people left. So for how many days the rest of the rice last for the rest of the men? Initial people into difference in time upon remaining people. What is the answer? Post in the chat box. What happened? No answers. Initial people 400 difference into time, that is 50 minus 20 divided by remaining people, that is 400 minus 100. So 400 into 30 by 300. Have you got 40 all of you? Have you understood sufficient food? So by this we have completed time and work. Tomorrow's session will start a new topic. Thank you so much, guys. 40 days is correct, guys. We'll meet again in the tomorrow's session.